up guys, it's Dustin Henderson with S3 Powersports. Today I want to introduce you to our newest creation, billet radius rods for the RZR XP Turbo S. Our idea for these rods was to arch the lower to give you max ground clearance. We'll keep the upper straight to give you max strength. The main benefit to having an arch lower rod is it gives you more ground clearance, which is going to keep you from hanging up on stumps, rocks, any other thing that may get you high centered. These will literally get you out of some tricky situations. So some of the key points I want to mention to you guys today are the components that we use with these things. The most noticeable is this heim joint in my hand. This is a 7/8 chromoly heim joint. We sourced the strongest, biggest rods that we could find for this application. It's important to also note that when comparing this to other similar applications, how big these are next to a 5/8 heim. This is what is used in most applications versus what we're using in this one. The advantage to using a larger heim is they're a lot stronger, they're a lot more resistant to wear, which means you stay on the trails longer, you're working on your machine less. On the fixed ends, we're using 3/4 inch uniballs. We're literally using the biggest components that will fit into the knuckles. We'd use bigger if we could, and they're quite a bit stronger over the stock ones. These are well-built machines, but there's always room for improvement, and that's where we come in. In order to increase the strength of these rods over the OEM ones, we had to go with 6061 aluminum, over an inch thick. These things are massive, significant improvements in strength over stock. Our billet rods are going to be less likely to bend and break compared to the stock rods, just because of the sheer size and strength that we went with on these. So one thing you don't want to do is buy super nice rods and have some junk hardware come with it. So next I'm going to break down all the components that come with this kit. So these bad boys right here are your misalignment spacers for your heims and uniballs. What they allow you to do is run a massive heim or massive rod in and retain your factory bolts. These are stainless, precision machined, super nice fit, and just a great quality product. Next we've got these neoprene O-rings. These go on the front side of the rod ends, and what they do is they keep the heim centered while the suspension travels in a radius. These Delrin spacers are for your lower inner heims, and what they do is they allow adequate clearance when the suspension's traveling in a radius to keep the frame from contacting the radius rod or just eliminate any clearance issues whatsoever. So the way that the factory suspension is designed to travel, it's designed to travel in a radius, hence radius rods. So the reason that we use a combination of fixed ends, rod ends, misalignment spacers, centering O-rings, and these Delrin spacers is to make sure that throughout the entire suspension cycle, you don't have to worry about any clearance issues, no suspension binding, no problems whatsoever. Each set of rods comes with 4 misalignment spacers. The way these are installed is they simply slip into the uniballs or heim joints, like this. On the upper straight rods, you'll install one of these O-rings between the misalignment spacer and the outer rod end. Now it doesn't matter which side you install it on, preferably on the back side as a rule of thumb, just so it stays hidden. Boom, upper radius rod. Now I'll show you what a lower looks like. Again, each of them get 2 misalignment spacers. Your outer will get misalignment spacers only. The inner will get the Delrin spacer and the misalignment spacer. The Delrin spacer goes on the inside. So in setting these up and installing them on your car, a good rule of thumb and what'll get you really close is to use your stock rod measurement. You'll take your new billet rods, lay them on top of the stock rod. At that point, you can adjust your heim out to get the bolt holes lined up. That'll give you a good baseline starting point, and then you can fine tune from there. So now that you know all the ins and outs of these rods, the only thing left to do is send it. And just like with all of our other parts, these rods are covered under our lifetime, no questions asked warranty. So if you do manage to tear one of these up, we'll replace it absolutely free of charge. To order your own set, go to s3powersports.com or give us a call at the shop, 855-221-7097.